This is Sport Update on AYOGEN TV. We are located at Akinjagunla. You can as well follow us on our YouTube channel. Just subscribe and click on that small button to get notified on every of our programs. You can as well follow us on our Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. We're bringing to you Sport Update Extra Thursday evening, where we'll be discussing a lot about happenings around the globe as regards sport. My name is Adeusi Oladejabi. Today, I will be taking you on the journey of wrestling. We have our wrestler star Ismael Bonarero has become the latest Cuban athlete to defeat Borrero, who won gold in the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio, abandoned the Cuban delegations while they were in Mexico for the Pan-American Wrestling Champions, a Cuban official said. Cuban athletes have a long history of defecting while competing abroad. The Cuban Institute of Sport said his defection was a serious indiscipline within the Cuban sports systems. His current whereabouts are not known. The 30-year-old athlete is one of Cuban's top Greco-Roman wrestlers, winning the world champion in the 2015, then gaining again in 2019. That is, he won it twice. The same year, Cuban elected him Sport Personality of the Year. The Cuban delegation had hoped that the Borrero could shine at the championships in Acapulco, Mexico, after a disappointing performance at the Olympic Games in Tokyo, where he lost his seconds about twice contracting COVID. While the faction of Cuban athletes are noting, new recent months have seen a string of them conceding with an economic crisis on the Commonwealth run in Iceland. Ismael Borrero, Cuban's Olympic wrestling champions. Let me quickly take us on another wrestling stories. Released a WWE star teaser starting online fans account. Former WWE Next Superstars Parista Perori renamed Steven De Landa are still starting an online fans account. Perota, who was among the 10 NXT talent released last week, due to company budget cuts, she will reportedly be a free agent in the less than 30 days. As noted earlier, Perota posted reactions to the awkward backstage segment featuring Duke Watson's a former Keith Phoebe boyfriend and Inda Atla, a former tag team partner. On Tuesday night, 9.2 Aspirin brings special with both Adesta Loomis and Pretoria gone from NXT. He used the segment as a way to explain the recent release. If Pretoria does join OnlyFans, she won't be the only current or former wrestlers to have joined the online platform. AEW star Tony Storm recently started an account and had thousands of subscribers within hours of launch, although a lot of celebrities use OnlyFans to offer nude content. Storm recently clarified to WAG Wednesdays that she doesn't use the platform to do porn. His top stories on tennis. We have Nadal making winning return in reigning Madrid. After 6 weeks away, Rafael Nadal made an emphatic return to the ATP 4 Tour Wednesday at Motor Madrid Open, moving past Serbian Mildo Kemarovic 6-1, 6 and 7-6, 4 to reach the third round. The Spaniard last competed in March when American Tour of France ended his perfect start to the season in India World's final. However, in the rain disrupts a clash against Kemanovic, the world number 4 played as if he had never been away, eating with his explosive power as he recovered from failing to serve out the match at 6-5 in the second set to advance after 1 hour and 55 minutes. Every comeback in difference. We had to put all circumstances together to analyze every single comeback, and today has been very important match for me. Playing at home on clay against a player that had been playing well for the past couple of months, Nadal said in his post-match press conference. Rafael Nadal makes winning return in reigning Madrid. We have another top stories on Madrid Open. Rafael Nadal, Cameron Norris, and Dan Evans advance into the third round. This is a result of what happens on Madrid Open. Rafael Nadal Nadal's comeback from injury began with a straight sets win over Serbian Mino Kemamovic as he moved into the third round of Madrid Open. Spanish Nadal at 5 secured a 6-1, 7-6 victory in his first match since March following a rib injury. Britain's Cameron Norris, Devans also win their second round matches. World number 11 Norris beat American John Insa 6-4, 6-7, 7-5, 6-4, while Evans won 6-3, 5-7, 7-6, 7-2 against Spaniard's Roberto Busti Ogot. Five-time champion Rafael Nadal did not expect to play in Madrid after suffering a stress, a fracture of the rib in the India Wells at the end of the match. But the 21-time Grand Slam champion announced last week he was going to play and look in good shape against world number 32 Kemamovic. Nadal is through an openings set where he did not face a break point, and after an interrupted play broke for a 3-2 lead in the second set. Rafael Nadal latest comeback from injury began with a straight set win over Serbian's Mino Kemamovic as he moved into the Madrid Open third round. We still have some stories on Madrid at Opens as Andy Murray's into the third round also. Cameron and Danny Evans helped create British eateries as Madrid Open. Murray booked his spots and meeting it with old rival Novak Djokovic on Tuesday night, and Norrin Evans following a sweep the next. The British are number one. Norris beat big serving Americans John Eastland in 3 sets and winning 6-4, 6-7, and 6-5. The 26-year-old ranked 11th in the world was able to find a safe break at key moments of the first and third sets to make it through and set up a date with rising star Carlos Alcaraz. Evans, who has been short of wins lately, posted an impressive 6-3, a 5-7, 7-6, 2 success over home favorite Roberto Bastis Ogot, and we played world number 8 Andres Roberto. Rafael Nadal is also true to the last 16 after returning from an injury layoff to beat Mino Kemamovic, as are reported. I will also have some other top stories coming up in the tennis Open. Stayed in the fight, how 3 special women got back into the pro game. Anno Kuloju, Alius Chikaro, and Ali Kik joined Kamamori on tennis.com podcast for a chat about high lows of pures of tennis. And these are top stories coming from our wrestling and tennis. As I will quickly go on a short break and bring in my analyst as we discuss about a Real Madrid match against Manchester City, which was played yesterday night at Santiago Bernabeu, which ended 3-1 in favor of Real Madrid. And Real Madrid has progressed to the final of the UEFA Champions League with Liverpool. I think that's going to be a repeat of 2018. Before then, let's quickly go on a short break. You're welcome back to Sport Update on AYOGEN TV. Like I said, I'm going to be discussing about yesterday matches of Real Madrid against Manchester City, which was played yesterday. We had the match ended 3-1 in favor of Real Madrid, and I've asked some gentlemen in the studio today, which I will be doing the analyst. Together we'll be discussing about happenings at Santiago Bernabeu, rating from the first leg, which it was in favor of Manchester City at Etihad Stadium, which ended 4-3 in favor of Manchester City. And we'll also be discussing about the match against Liverpool Villarreal, which was played 3-2. It was heavy comeback for the two sides who made it to the finals. But before then, let me quickly introduce my guest to you. From my right hand side, good morning, Mr. David.
Good morning, HB. It's good to be here this morning.
Mr. Tolulope Emmanuel.
Good morning, HP. Thanks for having me. It's a wonderful moment in the world of sports across the globe, and it's lovely to be here again on AYOGEN TV.
Yesterday, it was an thrilling match at Santiago Bernabeu stadium, where we have Real Madrid making it to the final of the UEFA Champions League. I think, like a friend of mine said yesterday, that it seems Real Madrid is destined to be the champions of UEFA, because whenever they make it up to the semi-final stage, we always have them in the Champions League final, and it is rare to see them losing the Champions League final. But before we quickly go down well on that, only two players in the Champions League era have scored 10 goals in a single knockout stage, which is Cristiano Ronaldo in 2016-2017 season, and we have Karim Benzema making it up in the 2021 and 2022 seasons. David, I know you are a fan. You are supporting Barcelona from Spain. Let's pick it up from you. What do you think really happens to Manchester City yesterday?
To me, Manchester City, the match, I blame Guardiola for the match in the first place, because in a crucial game like that, when you have 18 minutes left to the final, and you have advantage, you have the advantage on aggregate. To me, you're supposed to just close up the game right from that very moment, that you know that you have just few minutes to the final. It just wastes the opportunity and give Real Madrid a chance to just take the lead from there. I think, to me, Guardiola really messed up yesterday by not changing the tactics immediately he got to the goal at the 73 minutes. That is what I expected from him to do as an experienced coach. So when he get the goal in the 73 minutes, I expect him to change the tactics of the game, lock up the midfield. And
he tried to lock up the midfield, bringing on Fernandinho and Gundogan introducing them into the game. Yeah,
he did, but I think when he bring in Fernandinho, he's supposed to bring in another player, maybe a defender, to support him, to make sure, to let the fans know that he's ready to lock up the game. Because as an experienced coach, that's what everyone is expecting from him. Because Madrid is a strong side, and the spirit of comeback have always been with Madrid.
I think that's what they did against Chelsea
exactly,
also,
and against
PSG. Tolu, do you agree that Pep Guardiola actually really messed it up yesterday night?
Well, first of all, let me say congratulations to Real Madrid and Carlo Ancelotti. And these guys, they've really proven that they are versed when it comes to UEFA Champions League. Well, about Pep Guardiola, we've always known him to be one of the best managers so far. He's a fine guy, and it's quite unfortunate that this kind of result is happening to him upon the investment this team had made before now. It's quite unfortunate that although they lost to a better side. So for Pep Guardiola, there's something about this guy. Whenever you are playing a crucial match and it gets to a stage that your opponent is overpowering you, you discover Pep Guardiola means it all. He wouldn't know how to approach the game again. So that's one thing that Pep Guardiola is still missing in his tactical approach. Exactly. For a game like David has said, for a match like that, already you had an advantage
of going to the final.
Going to the final. Already you won at your home, and again you already scored a goal, leading them. That's 2-goal advantage over Real Madrid. But you slipped that chance off, and before you know it, Real Madrid came calling and they took the chance as they can. So Pep Guardiola, I wouldn't really blame him, because experience counts.
He has that experience, already has a Champions League in bags for Barcelona.
Of course, but you cannot write off the brilliance and the experience of Carlo Ancelotti. This guy has been massive. He has been massive, and he knew what. Okay, prior to this game, the pressmen have been calling, oh, how do you foresee your second leg against Man City? He never said they are going to defeat Man City. Neither is he saying they will not defeat.
Progress.
So it's a mind game, and Pep Guardiola loves it, loves it, loves it.
Okay, and before we discuss much about Real Madrid, we have some news as regards one of our Nigerian players. Ian at your wolves to help Leicester reach a UEFA Europa Conference League final. Kelechi Iheanacho insists Leicester can secure a place in the final of the UEFA Europa Conference League at the expense of Serie A club AS Roma. The Fogs held Jose Mourinho side to a 1-1 draw in the first leg at the King Power Stadium last Thursday. The two teams will clash in the reverse fixtures at the Stadion Olimpiako tonight. Leicester City had into the game on the back of a 3-1 defeat to Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League this past weekend. Although Iheanacho believed they will bounce back and secure a place in their first ever European competitions final. We need to get back now. We have a big game on Thursday. Iheanacho told the club's official website. I'm sorry to leave the stage from the Real Madrid discussions. Okay, Tolulope Emmanuel, do you see Leicester making it up to the final and beating Jose Mourinho at home?
It will be a something of delight and joy for me if eventually Leicester City eventually make progress and seal the final spot. But it's quite unfortunate. Don't let me use the word unfortunate now, because it's a game of football and you can never write off any team.
We'll see what happened yesterday night.
Exactly. But my fear is the manager they are playing against, which is Jose Philippe Mourinho. And we've always known Jose Philippe Mourinho, when it comes to final, he doesn't
joke with it.
And already in their first leg, they had an advantage over Leicester. But now Leicester City will be playing in the second leg, and I really think if they can put in their best, there's nothing stopping them going past Roma into this fixture. So we are praying. It's a prayer, and our minds are with Kelechi Iheanacho, Ademola Lookman, and this guy who's injured
with Fred Ndidi.
So I hope they will be able to go past Roma if eventually they are really determined about this game. And I want to give kudos to Brendan Rodgers, because nobody sees
he did a wonderful job making
really
it up to semi-final.
A beautiful job, and I want to believe he can do a good job in the second final.
We have former Nigerian internationals Ifeanyi Udeze said he could prefer a foreign coach to handle the Super Eagles. The Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) is yet to announce a new coach for the Eagles following the exit of former handler Austin Aguafon. Although the football body has since named assistant coach for the Eagles, they are yet to appoint a new handler. And commenting on the delay in appointing a new coach, Udeze made it clear that he could not have a problem if a local coach is appointed, but his preferred choice remains a foreign manager. Left to me, I would prefer the foreign coach to handle the Super Eagles because of what just happened, he said on a TV while having interviewed. David, do you think Super Eagles still need to have a foreign coach at this present moment?
To me, I think foreign coach will do a lot for us this time around, because if you take a look at the last foreign coach we had, he took us to the Nations Cup. He tried to build the team on a strong level before he left the team. Before Austin take over from him. I think a foreign coach will turn the team around if given a chance, because all these foreign coaches, the NFF have influence on them, because they will want to do their job by themselves. They won't allow anybody to influence on their job. So the foreign coach will really help the Super Eagles this time around, because they have really men down the hope Nigerians have on the player after the exit from the World Cup.
Okay, Tolu, Karim Benzema has always been at the forefront of every things that happens to Real Madrid, or good things that happens to them. Presently, is the leading scorer at La Liga and also topping the assist charts in the La Liga. Yesterday, we see what this man is capable of. He made one assist and he scored a goal. Should we say this guy is contending for Ballon d'Or?
Well, honestly, if there's a word to be used apart from deserving. I think I can borrow that word, but Karim Benzema really deserved winning the Ballon d'Or this time around. If this edition is not politicized again, we all know what happened to Robert Lewandowski a few years back. The year when he was supposed to win it, they cancelled the event, and the subsequent year they had to
create
another award, just
another
to
award.
kind of compensating Robert Lewandowski. But it's quite unfortunate, but let's give it to whom deserve this award. Honestly, Karim Benzema over the years has been brilliant, and he has been playing beautiful football. Back in the days of Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, as Ronaldo is scoring goals, this guy also is scoring goals and he's making assists. It's a good pair when it comes to playing with Cristiano Ronaldo there. And since Cristiano Ronaldo left Real Madrid, he has shouldered the responsibility of scoring and lifting this team whenever the chances come, whenever the time comes for him to do so. And he has proven it that he's a good captain, he's a good striker, he's a goal poacher.
He's a good leader in the team.
He's a good leader in the team. And he has spent more than 10 years in the club, so he knows how this team is being run, and he has proven that, yes, he can deliver. So for me, he's in the forefront now. I wouldn't see any other guy that will be compared with him this current, aside Robert Lewandowski or Kylian Mbappe, and I see Karim Benzema having edge over Robert Lewandowski this season and Kylian Mbappe even to win the Ballon d'Or. So it's a good thing for Karim Benzema to win the Ballon d'Or.
Okay, David, we have Jurgen Klopp has reached the Champions League. A final in 4 of the last 10 seasons, including 3 of the last 5. He was with Dortmund in 2013, Liverpool in 2018, 2019 and 2022. Out of the 4, he was able to claim 1 trophy, which is 2019, after the Champions League final with Real Madrid, which Madrid defeated them. Should I say we are still witnessing the 2018 comeback when Mohamed Salah was fouled by Sergio Ramos? Don't forget, Sergio Ramos is no more in the Madrid team. What should we be expecting from Jurgen Klopp against Real Madrid in the final?
To me, I think it will be a stunning comeback for Liverpool this time around, after losing to Real Madrid in 2018. And according to Mo Salah, in his recent post, he said Real Madrid have a score to set to this time around.
Definitely, because of what actually happens between these two guys.
Because if you could remember in the final in Kiev, Mo Salah was injured in that
final by Sergio Ramos.
On that match. So for me, this time around, it will be a very tough game for Real Madrid, because if you take a look at the Liverpool form this time around, they are very in good shape. They are in good shape this time around, scoring goals. Their defense is intact. And likewise, Real Madrid also, they are in good shape also. But it's a final, you know, anything can happen.
Definitely.
So I expect Liverpool to give Madrid a good fight.
A good fight, definitely. Everybody is expecting Liverpool and Real Madrid to give themselves a very good fight. Before I come back to Tolu, just some analysis here as regards Liverpool. Liverpool first half passing accuracy in the UEFA Champions League this season so far. Against Inter Milan, they have 84.5 passing accuracy. Against Porto, it was 85. Against Atletico, 88. Against Porto, 80. Against Milan, 84. Against Inter, they had 83. Against Benfica, they had 87. Against Villarreal, they had 83. Now, Liverpool is back into the UEFA Champions League final. Same with Real Madrid. We'll see what happens. This guy with comeback. Liverpool out to it was like let's say it, should we call it comeback finals? because the two teams actually surprised everybody. We could see because personally with me, when Villarreal is playing against Liverpool 2-0, then I was like, wow, this Champions League is very interesting. It's like a Game of Thrones. Now Jurgen Klopp and Carlo Ancelotti will meet together. And don't forget, when Carlo Ancelotti was in Everton early this season, he was not performing well with Everton. but things just got turned around for him at Real Madrid.
At Real Madrid.
So now we have them, the two of them in final jogging club, Carlo Ancelotti.
Well, like I said earlier on, one thing that distinct Pep Guardiola and Carlo Ancelotti in yesterday's match was their brilliance and their experience. You know, although Pep Guardiola also has played in several other leagues across Europe, the same thing goes for Carlo Ancelotti. Recently, we got to know he has won virtually every league across the top 5 leagues in Europe. So, again now, okay, you mentioned Ancelotti managing Everton earlier last season and he didn't do fine. Yes, you know, the kind of players that Everton has in possession and what the mentality of this team before now matters most. That it will be somehow difficult for Carlo Ancelotti just to come and whitewash or erase that mentality which this team has been carrying before now. So, and eventually when he left Everton to go back to Real Madrid, I honestly, I must be sincere, I didn't see that he's going to do something spectacular. I never see it coming that Ancelotti is going to do something spectacular joining Real Madrid back. But he has proven it, yes, that yes, he really knows what. And thanks to the brilliance of the guys he have there, the likes of Karim Benzema, Modric, Cruz, Camavinga, Mendy, Vinicius Jr., these guys, they are really determined and they knew what they want.
Liverpool too are determined because presently I'm watching the clips with Villarreal and the way they made their counters, scoring that beautiful goal. You could see the combination between Mo Salah and Fabinho scoring that goal. Those guys are okay. Let's discuss about these guys at midfield powers. You know, we have the likes of Diaz, we have Manning and the likes in midfield, compared to the likes of Luka Modric, Toni Kroos and Casemiro.
Old legs. So it still boils down to the same thing, that experience counts. I'm not saying Diaz, Mane does not have the experience, but the winning mentality is in the mind of these guys. I mean, Modric, Kroos and Casemiro. You know, when Casemiro is playing, he forgets about if he's going to be punished for whatever wrong he does. And if you must take into look at yesterday's match, he played some rough games.
Yes.
He made some rough tackles.
And even Casemiro ought to got yellow card right from the first half.
He was able to go through that without being penalized or being awarded a card. So that's to show the mentality these guys are carrying, that yes, I want to give my best, I want to give my all for this match. So that's what distinct this both sides, their mentality and the impact of what their manager is able to pass across to them, and how they are able to absorb what the manager is passing across to them.
Okay, David, now that Real Madrid is making it to the final with Liverpool, that is, I think the debate between which league is best will be solved. The puzzle will be solved at the finals. But presently, should we say, because if we look at all games coming up in the Europa League, we still have some English teams. Europa Conference League, we have Leicesters and we still have West Hams. Now, should we say the English Premier League is better off than any other leagues in the world?
To me, you know, the English Premier League is one of the best viewed leagues
in the world. Yes.
And they spend a lot of money to put it in good shape than the other leagues. And you can hardly watch Spanish league or any other league on TV.
But the question is now, with the present performance, we have performance of the Spanish team with the English team. even Real Madrid has played like two English teams in these competitions so far, and they were able to overcome them.
Yes.
To secure let me say they were able to secure a win in both legs. Against Chelsea, they beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. So yesterday it was at their own stadium.
To me, this season, if you take a look at the Real Madrid side, both Liverpool and Real Madrid, they are doing well in their domestic
in their respective league.
And this will make the final to be an interesting final
for everybody to watch.
To watch, exactly. And Real Madrid this season, if you take a look at the comeback they have had this season in the Champions League, you will know that they are in a good shape. And Karim Benzema being up front, yesterday make it for the 3 games, scoring for the 3 goals for a whole striker. So I think for the Spanish league is getting more interesting than the Premiership, because the Real Madrid defeated the 2 strong teams in the Premiership, in the likes of Chelsea and Man City. So when we get to the final, we know the best league.
Okay, Tolu Emmanuel. You know, Madrid, like I said, has always been a king of comebacks. Against Madrid, they were down to 2 goals to nil, and 30 minutes left to the end of the match, and they pulled everything up. Against Chelsea, they were 4-3 to Chelsea with 10 minutes left, down to 5-3 to Man City in stoppage times. And should we say they have this never quit mentality?
That's what distinguishes sides. Although it's a game of football, you lost, you win, you draw. But it's kind of dangerous sometimes playing, and you have to wait until the later end of the game before you pull back what you are able to do. You cannot do that against all clubs or certain managers. For instance, if you are trying to play a comeback game against a manager like Pep Guardiola, I think you already failed already, because Pep Guardiola, Jose Philippe Mourinho will never give you a chance for you to bounce back.
Exactly.
In just few minutes to the end of a match, and you are able to secure the win again. Although you can't write off chances. As soon as chances come, you have to maximize. So, but it's still working now for Real Madrid. At least they were able to do that against Paris Saint-Germain. They were able to do that against Chelsea. Same thing against Manchester City. So,
I think they did it against Dortmund too.
Against Dortmund. So, if they are planning to do that in the final, it might not work. It might boomerang. So they have to seal their game right early enough during the aggregate minute. So you don't have to delay your one. There will be much pressure on you guys, and you raise the nerves.
Then the atmosphere of final is always quite different from the knockout game.
So I really want to advise Carlo Ancelotti and his boys not to do that when it comes to, in fact, against a certain jogging club and Liverpool, and much more that
who are ready to punish any
revenge now.
They are ready to punish any mistakes in the final, and like you said, it's a revenge mission. Like Mohamed Salah is ready for this. Okay, they were the one who defeat us. This could have been 2 Champions League in his bag.
So,
but to me, I think the history of Real Madrid is one of the things that is assisting them.
Even Carlo Ancelotti has his own history of teams at the UEFA Champions League final and getting away with the trophy.
They always get the fans behind them.
Of course, that really worked with them.
Because if you take a look at that yesterday match, immediately they got the energy they needed. After they settled on the scores, they put the fans. The fans put pressure on their opponents, and that gives them the
in their press conference. Carlo Ancelotti mentioned something like that when Manchester City will be coming back to Bernabeu, they have their fans to play with them. So it's really worked for them.
I quite said something, I agree with you to look. I said something on a program I featured, like, okay, if Madrid is going to win this match, they have to consider the ticket allocation of their
Of course,
of
of
their,
course.
of their
And it
fans,
has
because
really been
these
working
are
for
part
them.
of the reason why Barcelona got out of the European League when they allocated enough tickets to Eintracht Frankfurt, and we could see what happens throughout
They were
the match.
shocked, yeah.
The fans is absolutely with them. We are still on Real Madrid match against Liverpool, because this is final, and I think Liverpool still have another final to play with Chelsea. But I want us to analyze, ranging from the goalkeepers to the keeper. Yesterday we could see some save which Thibaut Courtois made, and we could see a links into it against Villarreal, despite the fact that it was 2 goals. David, among these two goalkeepers, who do you think is best? Who do you think that when it comes to challenging, when it comes to prayer, we can always call upon such keeper between Courtois and Alisson Becker?
To me, I go for Courtois, because if you take a look at his performance, not only in the Champions League and this season alone, it has been doing great in the domestic league and also in the Champions League. And to me, if you take a look, if you watch Courtois closely, he has this confidence, like no matter how you give him the ball in the back line, he has the confidence of holding the ball, trying to play along with his defenders, and that gives him a added advantage as a goalkeeper. Because as a goalkeeper, if you have the ability to hold possession of the ball and still follow your defender and communicate with your defender, it will give you it will be a boost to your confidence as a goalkeeper. So for me, I think
Courtois. Okay, between Thibaut Courtois and Alisson Becker, who do you think is best to be called upon when it's times of challenge?
That's the question, and very difficult to pick. But I wouldn't. Both guys are
good,
exceptional, and they are very good when it comes to goalkeeping, when it comes to saves. But I will really give it to Courtois, because
yesterday he even made some fantastic save,
clear-cut chances, one-on-one chances. Although it's not as if Alisson does not make one-on-one saves also, but I will give it to Thibaut Courtois. He has done it right in England while he was playing at Chelsea, the same thing while he was playing at Atletico Madrid, and he was able to establish himself right again at Santiago Bernabeu. So this guy is really doing very well, and let's give it to him that at the moment he's still at the top of his game. So Thibaut Courtois for me.
Thibaut Courtois for Tolu Lokpel. Emmanuel, let's quickly look at some headline stories we have. Anthony Rudiger set to join Real Madrid this summer. Do you think Tony Rudiger will have a place at the heart of Real Madrid?
Well, if Carlo Ancelotti really have Rudiger in his plan, of course, he's going to...
We have a place at the heart of Madrid with all these at the event that they have presently, which they are all performing exceptionally well.
That's where I'm going. That already Real Madrid have a certain guys who are performing and delivering well for Real Madrid. But for the inclusion of certain Anthony Rudiger, it will have his impact. You know, that's one thing I love about this guy. This guy is very vast and is versatile when it comes to defending. He give his strength, give it all.
He's committed to his team.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. He's committed and passionate about soccer and defending. So his inclusion into a certain Real Madrid, it will really boost their backline again. And don't forget, they have old legs. Although Rudiger is also old enough, but his inclusion and his experience playing at UK and as a German, it really add to Real Madrid, and it will really boost their backline again. So I wouldn't really see a flaw
at the backline,
the
because
backline.
They still have David Alaba. All these
Honestly,
experience are playing, and Marcelo is leaving.
Exactly. You have a certain Mendy, Cavaja,
Daniel Cavaja.
So it really be a boost for Real Madrid if they eventually seek the service of Antonio Rudiger.
Antonio Rudiger. David, Juventus have identified Chelsea forward Christian Pulisic as the man to replace Paulo Dybala this season. Do you see Christian Pulisic leaving Chelsea, replacing Paulo Dybala at Turin?
To me, it's left for Chelsea because if you take a look at Pulisic this season, he has been contributed a lot to the Chelsea team this season, scoring a lot of sports kick for them, contributing to the midfield, contributing to the team all over as well. So for letting Pulisic go, we create a loophole in the Chelsea team. So for me, if you leave Chelsea, it will create a vacant chance in the midfield for Chelsea because he has been doing a lot for the team this season. And for Dybala, I don't think Dybala and Pulisic are operating from the same wing. So because Dybala is an attacker and Pulisic play from the midfield. Maybe there will be a swap of position when he gets to Juventus.
Okay, before we leave on this segment, I would like to throw this to Tolulope Emmanuel. Jamie Karaja said, not playing Manchester City in the final is a huge relief to every Liverpool fans because Manchester City are better off than Real Madrid. Do you believe that Manchester City are better off than Real Madrid?
Well, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't accept and I wouldn't reject that statement. Like I said before the show, I said one thing that pained me most was the investment Manchester City has put into this club, and the same thing Pep Guardiola, I think, is still one of the most spending manager when it comes to buying players. Even the back line of Manchester City is enough to buy a whole team in another club. So it's a huge threat for Liverpool already. If eventually Manchester City seal the final ticket, but it's quite unfortunate. They were able to go to the final last season, but unfortunately Chelsea
defeated them by 1-0.
Defeated them, and again, it will be a threat on the neck of Liverpool if eventually. And don't forget the rivalry between them now. Both of them are still jostling for
the Premier League with just 1 point.
And already Liverpool have defeated Manchester City to win and to seed the ticket of FA. So for this kind of fixtures that eventually Real Madrid was able to remove the end of Manchester City, it will be ease. But that's another prayer on the part of Real Madrid. But don't forget what happened 2018, and don't forget how Real Madrid has been able to manage to seal the ticket to the final this season again. So, well, one side is a relief, and the other side is much more prayer. So, for Jamie Carragher to say Manchester City going out of the final
is a big relief to Liverpool fans.
They should not relax on that.
It was so funny. Let me quickly take some news from Barcelona page. Ansu Fati will continue playing the centre-forward positions for the rest of the season to gain confidence. It needs to recover sensations on the field to close the stage of injuries and returns to the wing. His teammate expelled the best for Ansu Fati next season. Valencia have offered solely a salary of €2.8 million a year, which is essentially attainable for Barca. Atletico Madrid, Juventus, and Liverpool are also interested in this young lad. Barca will give Betis the guard of honor before Saturday game. There was unanimity between the coach and the players. Betis gave Barca the guard of honor in May 2016. West Ham could be willing to present a succulent offer to sign Rafinha and could also ensure him to be the undisputed starter next year. Something that will be more complicated at Barca given the high level of Barcelona squad. The last time Betis beat Barca at the Benito Villamarin in La Liga was on March 29, 2008, and it ended 3-2 in favor of Betis. Betis have beaten Barcelona 22 times in 111 first divisions games. Barcelona plans to meet this week with Gavi representative to address the player continuity. His contract ends in June 2023. His salary is around 100,000 euro per year, the lowest of the team. Barca want to give 1 billion euro a buyout fee. Dani Alves. It was a surprise to receive Xavi Hernandez's calls and to be able to return at the time I was an ambassador for communities of Portuguese speaking countries, and out of nowhere I received his call saying that he wanted to count on me. Dani Alves said he saw that I was physically well and took the flight from Portugal directly to Barcelona to inform that another chapter of my history with the club could be written. I didn't even think about it much to answer it and was a yes, let's go. Barca, we pay 1 million for every 10 officials games. Pablo Torres play more than 45 minutes. The limit is set for 14 million euros. So from the Torres 141 start, Barca could no longer have to continue paying. And this is where we will be dropping our curtain on sport update for Thursday segment. Before we leave, gentlemen, just have to say 1 or 2 words to our esteemed viewers at home.
So to our esteemed viewer, I want to encourage you to keep watching sport updates on AYOGEN TV. Thank you.
Well, like I do say, it's best to be a fan and not a fanatic. Let's just enjoy this beautiful game as they come, and don't let us carry it overhead and distract or harm us. Let us enjoy the beautiful game, especially soccer, as they come as a sport fan. All right, keep watching AYOGEN TV and stay glued to sport updates on AYOGEN TV.
You can as well also share this out on our Facebook to all your friends. Share it to every pages on Facebook. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Don't forget to click on that small bell to get notified on every of our program. We give you entertainment news, we give you political news, every news, we give you live band from AYOGEN TV. Until Saturday, that I'll still be coming your way on sport update. Till then, keep doing sport always. I'm Adeus Oladijabi. Have a nice day.